It's Group Therapy on the Y94 Morning Playhouse.
Today's Seeking the Wisdom of the Playhouse family. Want to run something by you is Playhouse family member Mary. Mary, what you got?
I'm going crazy because I have a neighbor that lives across the street from me who is like political sign crazy. Like every proposition, vote no on two, like all the candidates, like it's taking up his entire yard. And I don't know what to do. Like, do I go over and do I say something to him? Or like, it's just another month, so do I just like wait it out? But it's tacky, it's gross, and I don't know what to do.
So that's really the gist of it, though, is there's a ton of political signs in this yard. Like, not one, but like several.
It's just so much signage, yeah. No need for it.
And you can't just take the, well, it's that time of year mentality with it?
It just doesn't make the street look very nice, so, you know? We don't have an HOA or anything, so it's not like I can do they have rules.
Yeah, this is going to be a quick group therapy, but we'll pose the question for you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Tuesday, November 5th. It'll be done. Hang in there a month. The end.
Even if you don't agree with who their political party interest is, you can't say anything. It's their yard. Just keep your mouth shut. Maybe they don't like all the Christmas decorations you're putting up or your Halloween decorations. They're not going to say anything because it's your yard. You can't say anything.
No, and they're all over, and at some point it just kind of comes like you don't even necessarily notice them anymore. I would think maybe it's a little bit different when it's in your neighborhood, but I feel like I drive past the same signs. I couldn't even tell you the names on them anymore.
You kind of blank it out after a while. What are you going to say? This is so tacky. Take all this down.
Like, generally speaking, you notice the ones that either make you, it elicits that emotion of A, oh, yeah, sweet, I like that person too, or B, grr, I can't believe they like that person.
Yeah.
Meh. Like, it's going to seem like you just don't like the signs because you have the opposite opinion, and then you're going to get into a little battle with them. It is literally not worth your time for 4 more weeks of annoyance. Now, if come the 6th and 7th of November, they're still up, well, then maybe say like, hey, you know that election happened, right? That's done.
I feel like you're asked the day after, you still have time. That's like, what if someone on Christmas came to your place and was like, Christmas was yesterday. Take these lights down.
That's true. I guess maybe if they feel very opinionated that their person lost, they might leave the signs up forever.
I don't think forever, but you could give it time. It's not your yard. There's nothing you could do.
I mean, if it's your yard, I mean, I feel like I should be able to put a sign up that says, I like boogers in my yard. What do you care? It's my yard.
There has to be some sort of rules on what you can and can't, though.
Vote Booger 2024. Are we seeing some text?
Yeah. Someone said, why would you go over there and say anything? It's not your yard. This girl needs to watch her own bobber. Who really cares? It's their yard. Get over it. Hashtag Karen. Someone said, yes, Amy said it perfectly. Keep your mouth shut. Go to therapy. Be less triggered. I did not say that last part. I don't know if you need therapy or not.
To be fair, she's on group therapy. So.
I guess. People can do whatever they want with their yard. Another person said she sounds pretty entitled. It's not your yard. Leave it alone. The world doesn't revolve around you and your political beliefs or whatever you think is tacky.
And the Playhouse is group therapy. Mary's seeking your feedback, your wisdom. She's really annoyed because one of her neighbors has what she considers to be an excessive amount of political signage for everything that's getting voted on under the sun. And she wants to be like, hey, this is ugly. It's making the neighborhood look bad. Can she do anything or is she powerless here? Good morning. It's the Playhouse.
Honestly, say nothing, because those type of people who are that diehard fan in either way, right or left, they want confrontation. Like, the fact that they have all those signs means they want you to say something. They want you to be back and forth so they can have a viral moment and be like, oh, look at this person, blah, blah, blah. So just ignore them. They want attention, just don't give it to them.
Listen. Every room you walk into today, sir, you should be like, I am currently the smartest person in the room, because there is no doubt that person is absolutely hoping somebody marches over and whines about those signs. That is firmly accurate.
The only thing, if they put a sign on your yard, which I don't think they would, then you could remove the sign on your yard and then maybe talk to them like, hey, please don't put that on my yard. I don't want anything like that.
Yeah, if it's... Well, you also, by the way, would have an enemy for life in that neighborhood. You just go start whining about these.
Yeah, I don't think you say anything.
Good morning.
Well, that's a hard one. I think if she says something, that's a reason to sound off, probably have a neighbor war or something.
Yep.
I wouldn't say anything. I would just have to live with it, me personally. I mean, because If it was the other way around, I'd curse someone out if they told me to take my signs off my lawn.
Perfect. Thank you. Hi.
So I think that I'm going to have to just like go across the street. You're going to have to maybe knock on the door, bring over some cookies, some brownies, and just like kind of strike up a conversation, especially since Halloween is coming up. You know, people are going to be at their door giving out candy. So it's kind of a good time if you want to wait that long to maybe like approach a neighbor, bring over something nice and say, look, I just want you to know that I share your view or I oppose your view, but I love having you as a neighbor, and it would just mean a lot if you could possibly, take the sign down, because especially if the neighbor doesn't care actually about the candidate, but they're just doing it for the look, that just seems kind of divisive.
I appreciate you calling, but I see a lot of problems with everything you just said. First and foremost, who's putting signs in their yard just for the aesthetic?
No.
They clearly support these things. Nobody's like, you know what would really, really make this yard look nice? I don't care if Trump or Harris wins, but let me put one or the other sign in my yard. Literally nobody's doing that. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, I think if somebody came to my, like, if I'm this person that has all these signs in my yard and somebody's like, hey, here's some cookies. Happy Halloween. Can you take these signs down? I'm probably not going to eat the cookies, and I'm going to take you off my property, right?
And for her to say, listen, I love you as a neighbor, but please take those down. I'd be like, you love me as a neighbor. What have you ever done for me?
Besides
Please.
these cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, it will be gone in 4 weeks. One way or the other, they'll be gone in 4 weeks. And that seems to be most of what we're getting.
Yeah. Someone said, wait until they're out of town and say the wind got them. Don't do that. Someone else said, get over it. Say you could finally say something November 6th. And someone's pointing out, what if it was Halloween or Christmas decorations? Would you still be complaining?
We're getting a whole lot of, you got to Elsa this thing, man. You got to let it go.
Maybe I should just appreciate their passion for politics.
Yeah, or you could just, not appreciate their passion for
Ignore
politics, but it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, just ignore it.
Like, that's there. You wouldn't want them coming in your house and be like, I don't like XYZ in your yard.
I don't like this burlap you have, okay?
Listen, I've been driving through this neighborhood all month, and I can't help but notice these haystacks and skeletons and dirty pumpkins. This isn't the farmland, okay? It's ugly. Like, you don't want that kind of commentary.
Just put your blinders on. Ignore it. Don't say anything.
I do love, though, we're all having this weigh-in. I want to see the picture of the yard.
It doesn't matter.
I do want to see it, though. You're not curious how many signs it is? I want to see the yard.
No, just drive around town. There are places with signs. Some businesses just have large signs. Some have small signs. It doesn't matter. You ignore it. You keep driving.
There's one that's down the street from us, and it has, like, it's a couple, I assume, that has opposing views. I don't know them, but I want to talk to them, because they have one for each presidential candidate. I'm like, that's confusing. Because you literally have one for each.
Or maybe they're just trying to say, vote. As long as you're voting, just vote.
That's a nice message. I just figured it was like, he thinks one way, she thinks another. So they're like, I'm going to put my sign here. I'm going to put my sign right here.
That could be it, too.
It would be either, I guess.
More
Coming up next.